Why you should practice speaking. Maya always dreamed of speaking English fluently, imagining herself conversing effortlessly with people from around the world. However, a silent fear often gripped her, making her tongue-tied whenever an opportunity arose to utter even a single word. Her mind raced with perfect sentences, yet her mouth remained stubbornly shut, a frustrating barrier to her global aspirations and communication goals. She understood grammar rules perfectly and possessed a decent vocabulary, yet the actual act of speaking felt like climbing an insurmountable mountain. This internal conflict left her feeling isolated and incredibly frustrated, knowing her potential was trapped behind a wall of hesitation. She yearned for that liberating breakthrough, the moment her thoughts could freely translate into spoken words without apprehension. It dawned on Maya one day that passive knowledge was insufficient, active practice was the missing piece. Why you should practice speaking became her new mantra, realizing that only through consistent vocalization could she truly unlock her linguistic capabilities. Merely knowing words wasn't enough, she needed to feel them on her tongue, to hear her own voice forming coherent English sentences. She started observing how other people talk in English, paying close attention to their intonation, rhythm, and natural pauses. Friends, strangers, even characters on television became her silent tutors, demonstrating the fluid, spontaneous nature of real-life conversation. She wanted to absorb their confidence and replicate their effortless delivery, eager to bridge the gap between understanding and articulation. The British accent, in particular, captivated her with its distinct charm and elegant pronunciation, making her ponder, "Let's talk in British English." She admired the precise articulation and melodic rise and fall of their sentences, finding immense inspiration in their conversational flow. This specific aspiration fueled her desire to mimic and practice, aiming for a refined and sophisticated vocal style. Taking the first step for talking felt terrifying, but Maya knew inaction was no longer an option. She began by whispering simple phrases to herself in her room, gradually increasing her volume and complexity. These solitary practice sessions, free from judgment, slowly chipped away at her ingrained shyness, building a tiny foundation of courage for future interactions with real people. There were moments of profound doubt, when the sheer magnitude of the task overwhelmed her entirely. A voice whispered, "Why you should not learn English," echoing a friend's casual remark about the immense effort versus perceived reward. This cynical thought almost convinced her to abandon her linguistic quest, questioning the value of such arduous dedication and persistent daily struggle. The idea that it was simply too hard, too demanding, and perhaps not worth the constant mental strain, threatened to derail her progress. She felt the weight of countless grammatical rules and endless vocabulary lists pressing down on her, making the journey seem impossible. This period of intense self-doubt was a critical test of her true commitment and underlying motivation to speak. Yet, amidst this despair, a different realization emerged: the power of listening. To truly learn how other people talk in English, she needed to absorb the language through immersion. She began to listen English relentlessly, transforming her commute into a vibrant classroom filled with podcasts and audiobooks, training her ear to discern subtle nuances and intonations in various accents. Her phone became an indispensable tool, constantly streaming British radio dramas and news programs. She immersed herself in the sounds, allowing the rhythm and cadence of the language to seep into her consciousness without conscious effort. This passive absorption surprisingly helped her recognize common phrases and sentence structures, making future speaking attempts feel much more natural and less forced. The more she listened, the more confident she felt about recognizing words and understanding contexts, even if she couldn't yet produce them herself. This intensive listening practice built a strong foundation, subtly reprogramming her brain to process English sounds more efficiently and intuitively. It was a crucial phase in preparing her for the next big leap towards active spoken communication. Inspired by her listening progress, Maya decided, let's talk in British English. She started mimicking phrases directly from the audio she consumed, practicing intonation and articulation meticulously. Her living room became her personal stage, where she rehearsed conversations, imagining herself engaging fluently with native speakers, perfecting her chosen accent with unwavering dedication and passion. This focused imitation wasn't just about sounding British, it was about internalizing the flow and naturalness of spoken English. She recorded herself, then critically analyzed her pronunciation, comparing it to native speakers, tirelessly refining her delivery. Each successful mimicry was a small victory, pushing her closer to her ambitious goal of confident, authentic spoken communication. Soon, the question, how to talk in English, evolved from a daunting challenge into a solvable puzzle. She found online language exchange partners, individuals also eager to practice and learn from each other's experiences. These conversations, though initially awkward, provided invaluable real-world practice, pushing her beyond theoretical knowledge into practical application daily. Her first few conversations were halting, filled with pauses and self-corrections, but she persevered, understanding that mistakes were an integral part of the learning journey. She consciously tried to apply the patterns she'd absorbed from listening, gradually building momentum and confidence with every interaction. Each successful exchange bolstered her resolve to continue her speaking journey. She adopted a strict routine, talk in English just 1 page per day. This meant selecting a page from any English book or article and reading it aloud, focusing on pronunciation and rhythm. This consistent, manageable daily task ensured she maintained continuous exposure and active practice, preventing stagnation and steadily reinforcing her speaking muscles. This daily ritual became her anchor, a non-negotiable part of her morning routine before anything else could distract her. Whether it was a news article, a chapter from a novel, or a simple blog post, she committed to articulating every word clearly and confidently. This steady vocal exercise significantly enhanced her clarity and speaking endurance over time. Why reading is important also became incredibly clear through this daily practice. Reading exposed her to diverse vocabulary, complex sentence structures, and nuanced expressions that listening alone couldn't fully provide. It was the fertile ground from which her speaking abilities truly blossomed, providing the raw material for richer, more articulate conversations daily. The act of reading aloud forced her to confront unfamiliar words and phrases, embedding them more deeply into her memory through active vocalization. She noticed her comprehension improving dramatically, allowing her to grasp intricate concepts more easily. Reading wasn't just about absorbing information, it was a fundamental catalyst for her overall language acquisition and development. To truly learn how to improve your fluency, Maya realized she needed to integrate all her learning strategies cohesively. Speaking, listening, and reading were not separate islands, but interconnected components of a vibrant ecosystem. She consciously linked them, using new vocabulary from reading in her conversations and listening for patterns she wanted to replicate authentically. She sought out opportunities to use English in her daily life, from ordering coffee in English to engaging with online communities. Every small interaction became a chance to apply her growing skills and test her comprehension in real-time scenarios. This proactive approach significantly accelerated her progress and made learning feel much more dynamic and rewarding. Her fluency grew steadily, not in sudden leaps, but in consistent, measurable increments. The hesitant pauses lessened, the vocabulary became richer, and her sentences flowed more naturally without conscious effort. She found immense satisfaction in noticing these subtle yet profound improvements daily, reinforcing her belief in consistent, deliberate practice and dedication. The initial fear that once paralyzed her slowly dissipated, replaced by a growing confidence that allowed her to express herself freely. She discovered the joy of spontaneous conversation, where ideas flowed seamlessly from her mind to her lips, unhindered by apprehension or self-doubt. This newfound linguistic freedom was an incredibly liberating and empowering experience. Maya no longer wondered how other people talk in English. She was now one of them, conversing with ease and naturalness. Her journey from silent aspiration to confident articulation was a testament to her perseverance and smart strategy. She had transformed herself, becoming a fluent English speaker through diligent, consistent, and well-rounded practice every single day. She celebrated small victories, like successfully navigating a complex discussion or making a new friend through a shared English conversation. These moments solidified her belief that dedication and a methodical approach were the keys to unlocking any language barrier. Her transformation was not just linguistic but deeply personal, boosting her self-esteem considerably. The once intimidating question, how to take first step for talking, now seemed trivial in hindsight, as she had boldly taken many such steps. Each small leap of faith, each whispered practice session, each online conversation, had collectively paved her path to success. She reflected on her progress with pride, knowing she had overcome significant internal obstacles. Her experience also taught her the importance of adapting her learning methods. While the initial frustration sometimes made her think, why you should not learn English, she realized those were simply moments of impatience. True learning involved persistence through tough times, finding joy in the process itself, and celebrating every single small win consistently. She understood that even native speakers make errors, and perfection was an unrealistic, demotivating goal. The objective was effective communication, not flawless articulation every time. This realization freed her from the burden of constant self-correction and allowed her to enjoy the process of talking more naturally and authentically with people. Listening to English became her fundamental daily habit, an enjoyable immersion rather than a chore. She consumed various accents and dialects, understanding that linguistic diversity was enriching, not confusing. This continuous exposure sharpened her auditory comprehension skills, making her a more versatile and adaptable English listener and speaker. The charm of "let's talk in British English" persisted, but she also embraced other accents, appreciating the global nature of the language. Her focus shifted from perfect imitation to effective, confident communication, valuing clarity and connection above all. This broader perspective enriched her linguistic journey, making her a more versatile and capable communicator. Her journey underscored the simple truth: how to talk in English is ultimately about talking. Theory, grammar, and vocabulary were crucial, but the actual act of opening her mouth and speaking was paramount. It was the bridge between passive knowledge and active competence, transforming latent abilities into dynamic, real-world communication skills consistently. The strategy of "talk in English just 1 page per day" proved incredibly effective for maintaining momentum and consistency. It removed the daunting feeling of needing to do too much, breaking down the massive task into manageable daily chunks. This approach prevented burnout and fostered a sustainable, long-term learning habit that yielded great results. Maya passionately advocated for why reading is important, recognizing its foundational role in expanding one's linguistic repertoire. Reading built her vocabulary, exposed her to complex grammatical structures, and broadened her cultural understanding, providing endless topics for conversation. It was the silent partner in her journey to achieving impressive spoken fluency. Her personal breakthrough exemplified how to improve your fluency, by consistent, diversified practice across all 4 language skills. She seamlessly integrated speaking, listening, reading, and even writing into her daily routine, creating a holistic learning experience. This comprehensive approach ensured all aspects of her English proficiency developed in tandem constantly. She now confidently participated in international discussions, her voice clear and articulate, a far cry from her hesitant beginnings. The world opened up to her in new ways, connecting her to diverse perspectives and opportunities she once only dreamed about. Her English journey was a testament to the power of perseverance and strategic learning daily. Maya's story serves as a powerful reminder that overcoming language barriers requires dedication and a structured approach. It's about taking that first brave step and then consistently building upon it day by day. Every small effort, every spoken word, contributes to significant progress over time and fosters deep, lasting linguistic ability. Her initial struggle with "how other people talk in English" transformed into an inspiring mastery, allowing her to converse naturally. She realized that observing others was just the first stage. True progress came from active participation and consistent self-correction. Her journey underscored the importance of moving from passive observation to active engagement. The moments she almost quit, fueled by the thought, "why you should not learn English," ultimately strengthened her resolve. They were necessary tests of her commitment, highlighting the importance of pushing past temporary discouragement. These challenges made her success even more meaningful and solidified her unwavering determination to persist always. Listening to English, in particular, proved to be a game-changer, cultivating her ear for the language's nuances and natural flow. It built an intuitive understanding that grammar books alone could not provide. This auditory immersion created a solid mental framework for her own spoken production, making her expressions feel more authentic and effortless naturally. The playful challenge to "let's talk in British English" evolved into a genuine appreciation for various global accents. She understood that while a specific accent could be a goal, true fluency lay in adaptability and clear communication with anyone. This broadened her perspective and made her a more effective and versatile communicator globally. Her advice on how to take first step for talking always emphasized beginning small and being kind to oneself. There was no need for perfection from day one. Consistency was far more important than flawless execution. She encouraged others to find their own comfort zone and gradually expand it through consistent, mindful practice sessions. The simple yet profound strategy of "talk in English just 1 page per day" became her secret weapon for continuous improvement. It was a tangible, achievable goal that ensured daily engagement with the language without feeling overwhelming. This consistent exposure built incredible momentum, making fluency a natural and inevitable outcome. Reading, for Maya, transcended mere information acquisition. It became a wellspring of linguistic inspiration and growth. Why reading is important was evident in every new word she acquired and every complex sentence structure she internalized. It provided the intellectual fuel for her conversations, enriching her vocabulary and expressive range daily. Ultimately, her success in "How to Improve Your Fluency" came down to an unwavering belief in consistent, multifaceted practice. She viewed her journey as a marathon, not a sprint, celebrating every small gain and learning from every misstep along the way. Her dedication proved that fluency is a journey of continuous refinement and active engagement. Maya's transformation from a hesitant learner to a confident speaker is a powerful example for anyone aspiring to master English. Her journey illustrates that perseverance, combined with strategic methods, can overcome even the most daunting language barriers. She proved that dedication truly unlocks the power of global communication effortlessly. Her ability to now easily understand how other people talk in English stems from years of deliberate practice and immersive listening. She cultivated an ear for diverse accents and conversational nuances, making her incredibly adaptable. This consistent exposure to varied forms of spoken English made her a proficient and confident listener naturally. The moment she stopped asking herself why you should not learn English and instead focused on the why she should, everything changed. Her motivation shifted from a fear of failure to an excitement for connection and new opportunities. This mental pivot was critical to her sustained effort and ultimate success in mastering the language. Daily Listen English sessions became her bedrock, building an intuitive understanding of the language's rhythm and flow. From podcasts during her commute to British dramas in the evening, every opportunity was seized. This constant auditory input trained her brain to think in English, reducing the need for mental translation over time. She relished the challenge of "let's talk in British English," finding joy in mimicking specific cadences and pronunciations. This specific focus sharpened her overall articulation and attention to detail. However, she also understood that adaptability was key, comfortably switching between various accents to communicate effectively with anyone. The practical steps of "How to Take First Step for Talking" involved finding a supportive community and embracing imperfection. She joined online forums and found speaking partners, creating a safe space to make mistakes and learn from them. This active engagement was vital for translating theoretical knowledge into practical conversational ability daily. Her disciplined approach to talk in English just 1 page per day ensured continuous, low-pressure practice that prevented burnout. It made the seemingly overwhelming task of learning a language manageable and enjoyable. This consistent, bite-sized effort compounded over time, leading to significant and sustained improvement in her speaking skills. Why reading is important was no longer a question but a fundamental principle of her learning strategy. Books, articles, and online content provided an endless stream of new vocabulary and authentic language patterns. Reading not only expanded her knowledge but also enriched her conversational repertoire immensely and effortlessly. Finally, her mastery of how to improve your fluency became evident in her effortless, natural conversations. She no longer translated in her head, words simply flowed. This holistic approach, combining all aspects of language learning, allowed her to achieve true linguistic freedom. Her fluency was a testament to her dedication and smart, integrated practice. Maya's transformation journey is an inspiring blueprint for anyone embarking on English learning. She showed that consistent effort, coupled with smart strategies, leads to remarkable results. Her story validates the power of daily practice and unwavering belief in one's capacity to master new skills and connect globally. She went from silently wishing to confidently speaking, proving that the biggest barrier is often internal, not external. By embracing imperfection and focusing on consistent action, she transformed her linguistic destiny. Her journey is a beacon of hope for all aspiring English speakers worldwide, illustrating the true power of perseverance. Her initial hesitations about how other people talk in English transformed into genuine curiosity and then confident participation. She learned by observing, but truly excelled by doing, making speaking an active, joyful part of her everyday life. Maya proved that consistent effort yields incredible, lasting linguistic freedom and confidence daily. Maya's inspiring tale illustrates the profound benefits of practicing speaking, listening actively, and reading consistently. Her journey from doubt to fluency highlights the importance of taking first steps and overcoming internal resistance. It's a powerful reminder that every effort counts, leading to incredible linguistic empowerment and global connection.